JFK this week. I think we should continue. This is him at the United Nations speaking. You can see him right here. You can see him right here, here. He's everywhere. Is where he's at. Every single place. The United Nations. Okay, we see him. Can you see him? Because we can see him. He said, what did he say, Gina, honey? Well, we're going to find out what he said. He said that, what did he say? Where are we at? Don't tell me that you all have, okay. We're over here at the State Department, the Department of State. Okay, this is archived content with the Department of State, Diplomacy in Action. This is the address that I read earlier by President John Fitzgerald Kennedy to the United Nations General Assembly on September the 25th of 1961. Here's a picture right here. We can do it. We're going to do it, and I am going to go back to the place. I am going to go back to the place where he said we need to create a, hello. Hey, Brandy. I'm Teresa, Carly, Dehudi, Sandy. Yes, hello. He said, I hope they did not get rid of I wanted to get the address. Okay, the address of the State Department, because some people said, well, Gina, what are you reading? We can't see anything. All we've seen is the screen like this. Okay, this is his address that we read. This is archived, so we can speak on it. It's been long enough. It has, but he doesn't want our future to be condemned. So, he needs some disarmament. For disarmament without checks is but a shadow, and a community without law is but a shell. They will require new roles. This is the United Nations. If you're just tuning in, hello. I wanted to show you this because I had the gun. Oh my gosh, somebody's getting inside my head. Get out of my head. I don't got no gun in here. Oh my gosh. Wow. They're talking about disarmament, and I was looking at all this kind of stuff. Look at this. They want to disarm, is what it was. Wait a minute. This was really interesting because if you look, they're talking about the United Nations. They're talking about how difficult it is for the position. It can be better filled by one man rather than three. Even 3 horses, he said. Where are we at? Even 3 horses. We can see it right here. Let me let you all look at it. Even 3 horses of Trioka did not have 3 drivers, all going in different directions. They had only one. He wants only one person. And so must the United Nations executive to install a triumvirate or any panel or any rotating authority, which they have a rotating authority right now, in the United Nations administrative offices would replace the order with anarchy and action with paralysis. The Secretary General, in a very real sense, is the servant of the General Assembly. Diminish his authority, and you diminish the authority of the only body where all nations, regardless of power, are equal and sovereign. Until all the powerful are just the weak, will be secure only in the assembly. Let me listen. I want to read only some certain things on here. Just on certain things, because I read the whole thing today. We read the whole entire speech that he gave to the UN today. Hello there, Lisa, honey. No, see, Meta, honey, this ain't about boobies. Come on now. I gotta try to see if I can get, I couldn't even add a moderator today. That's what's happened to me. Could not even add a moderator during my own live stream. That's right. I could not do it. Let's look at this, you all. Weapons and weapons and weapons. They want disarmament. This was disarmament dreamer. See, he's no longer a dream. It's a practical matter of life and death. It's an American problem, Soviet Union. I wanted to get to the one thing. Where was it at? Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, here we go. He wants to destroy the arms. I'm reading it, you all. It's archived. To destroy the arms, however, is not enough. We must create even as we destroy. That's his words. We must create even as we destroy. Creating worldwide law. That's what he said out of his own mouth. And law enforcement. As we outlaw worldwide war and weapons. In the world we seek, the United Nations emergency forces, which have been hastily assembled, uncertainly supplied, and inadequately financed, will never be enough. Will never be enough. So they need all member nations to embark on a peacekeeping unit in their armed forces to be on call of the United Nations, to specially trained and quickly available with advanced provision for financial and logistic support. They want the United Nations machinery for peaceful settlement of disputes, and he wants it all. He wanted it all. As we extend the rule of law on earth, so must we also extend it to man's new domain, outer space. That was his thing. Somebody got their message held for review. Let's look. Oh, look at that. I am not bitter. See, you need to learn to speak in a way that the Google algorithm will not flag your content and hide it. That's what you need to know. Leon Jones, I don't know it. So I don't think the majority of people know it either, okay? Normally this channel is about UFOs and all kinds of stuff like that. I don't speak on him. I don't even know hardly anything about him except his name. That's what I got to say. Yes, yeah. Do we have any moderators on here? If we don't have any, so be it. Just let those comments flow in, you all. Let them, I'm going to say whatever I want to say, and I'm led to say it. I am. We're going to see this right here. They want the war in space. The only time the trolls come on is for one reason, to disrupt the live stream. Yeah. The day need, look, they misspelled the word. The day need not be fat away. It's supposed to be far. So somebody mistyped it, just did a T instead of an R. Hello, Al Honey. I'm glad to have you in here, Al Honey. Yeah, because we need at least one moderator, even if it's a number 17, we can have it. Hello, Apple Brooks Honey. We can have it. F&M Crafts. No, he don't like colonialism. In its harshest forms is not only the exploitation of new nations by old. He don't like colonialism, communists. I want to get to the part where he talks about we want them to be in control. We want them to be in control. How on earth did I get way down here? I know his speech was so long this morning, and I just could not find it. Okay, we have to have law. He has to have law. New New strength and roles for the United Nations. Okay, that's what he wanted. And this is the foul winds of war can be tamed in time to free the cooling winds of reason and whether the pledges of our charter, that's the United Nations Charter, which the United States submitted to the United Nations, are to be fulfilled or defied, pledges to secure peace, progress, human rights, and world law. He's speaking about world law. World law would be a new world order, is what it would be. A new world order. Let's keep looking. You're just tuning in. Hello. The United Nations to install, okay, would replace the order. He only wants one person. Remember that scene? If you ever seen any of the Left Behind movies, I seen it a long time ago. They had this Nicholas Carponian or whoever he was, and he was in the United Nations, and everyone was sitting around in a seat, and they elected him to be the leader in the United Nations, and he had the absolute authority, and no one questioned him. The absolute authority. Oh, so you're going to get yourself in trouble. You are. You like trouble. You love trouble. Okay, let's look at this. But to give this organization 3 drivers, he don't want 3 drivers in that organization, is to permit each great power to decide its own case. It would entrench the Cold War. Okay, in the headquarters of peace, whatever advantages of such a plan may hold to my own country, as one of the great powers, we reject it. We reject it. Listen to this. We far would prefer world law in the age of self-determination to world war in the age of mass extermination. He wants world law, the whole entire world. He wants to be under the law that is going to be in the United Nations with the Secretary General. That's what he's calling for. A new world order. A new world order. Whether you want to switch the words around or not. And he wants complete disarmament. They want complete disarmament of all nations. Of all nations. Okay, let me look at this. And they need a United Nations peace force. Oh, I want to ask somebody something. Do you all have, like in some of your car dealerships, do you have all these police vehicles that are white and or black? They're just solid white. They got SUVs, they got white cars, and there's nothing written on them. Do you have parking lots full of these like types of vehicles where you're at? Because where I'm at, there are so many vehicles like that around in certain locations. Hello, Carol, honey. White vehicles everywhere, but they don't got nothing written on them. They're supposed to be police vehicles. Do you all have them? Just sitting around like in fenced-in areas, just these cars just sitting there, and they're white. That's what I want to know. Hello, you all. You're just tuning in. Not in Michigan. Yeah, let's look at this. He wants, they want to have a disarmed world. They don't want a super state. Okay, they don't. They are the United States and the United Kingdom. We are still prepared to sign that treaty today. That's what they want, to sign it today. They want to get rid of all the weapons in the world, all of them, halting everything. We already read this. We did. We already read this. Creates a worldwide law and law enforcement outlaw worldwide war and weapons. They want to do that. We're all the way down here. I thought for sure when we was reading it today, this thing was much longer than this, but it may not be longer than that. Where did he say that we prefer war? World law is what they wanted. I can't see it on here yet, but that's what he wanted. World law. I'm trying to find it. I probably won't find it, but it was in the one today. It was in the one today, but I do have a document that I pulled up. Where is it? The freedom from war. This is what the Kennedy, when he went there, they proposed this. Freedom from war. The United States Program for General and Complete Disarmament for a Peaceful World. The Department of State. Look at this right here. Oops. The Department of State. Disarmament Series 5, the Bureau of Public Affairs. Okay, this is what you're going to do. They went to the 16th General Assembly of the United Nations, a program for general and complete disarmament. It ain't happened yet. It has not happened yet, but this is the thing that was submitted. All disarmament law obligations must be subject to effective international control. Peacekeeping machinery must be established, so that would be your vehicles driving around, and you have the UN people with their things on their suits and their arms band and all of that kind of stuff. The zombie apocalypse is coming, you all. It is. Let me see it. I'm not going to be touching too much more on this. Freedom from war, disarmament. The disbanding of all national armed forces and prohibition of their reestablishment in any form whatsoever other than those required to preserve internal order for all and for contribution. You know what this sounds like? For something like this to come out, the disbanding of all national armed forces and the prohibition of their establishment in any form whatsoever. And a United Nations, you know what that sounds like? It sounds like some type of a dictator, some type of an entity that has literally came and took possession of earth, and it is giving out demands that this is what you must do or we will destroy this earth. That's what it feels like in my spirit. Someone is giving the order, you do what we tell you to do, or this earth is going to be destroyed. You stop it, or we're going to destroy it. That's what it feels like from that statement right there. Some type of being, some type of force, some type of entity out there, much more powerful than all the armies of the earth. It could be some kind of extraterrestrial thing. I really think the aliens are involved to do. They're demanding it, the disbanding of all. Why would you see? It's like stand down all your armies or we will annihilate you. That's what it sounds like to me. And they're willing to live in peace, but they're giving the order. You've got to disband all your national armed forces, and they are not allowed to reestablish in any way whatsoever. It's exactly what it sounds like. The overall goal of the United States is a free and secure, peaceful world of independent states, adhering to common standards of justice and international conduct, and subjecting the use of force to the rule of law, a world which has achieved general and complete disarmament. If you're going to conquer a planet, you're going to want that whole entire planet disarmed. Completely. Lay down your arms and surrender, or see, that's what you do when you go to a country, when you battle. When the police hold people up, lay down your weapons. Lay down your weapons. That is the orders. Lay down your weapons. Something much greater has taken place. Much greater. And we haven't done it yet, but he tried to get them to do it because something out there has given the order. Hey, when did that guy, who was that guy? He spent 3 years he was from outer space. What was his name? And they said, no, he never did come to Earth. What was his name? I can't even think of it. It wasn't Thor. Valiant Thor. Valiant Thor. Hello, Frank honey. Hello, Carol honey. Valiant Thor. Let's find out when Valiant Thor, or whoever he was. Valiant Thor. Humanoid extraterrestrial from the planet Venus who arrived on Earth with a mission to share. I know, I want to see, when did he come? The Pentagon, the stranger at the all right, you all. This would meet the time frame right here. If he spent 3 years, add 3 years to that. He had a 3-year mission. The Book of Ancient Aliens. I can't. See, this is what happened. No. 1957, Victor won. March 57, Eisenhower, Nixon, and the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Well, that's who was president back then. The same people. That's who was president. We had Eisenhower, we had Nixon, and we had this John Fitzgerald Kennedy, this young person who they put to run against, was it Nixon? It fits the time frame. It fits the time frame, and it fits that message that came through. Complete disarmament. Complete disarmament. Oh my gosh. His 3-year invitation to reside at I can't find. I wish I could find, when did he arrive? Because this is really getting to me. When did he arrive? Arrived on Earth. I want to find out, because this ties right in. It's got to do it. No, why can't I find something? They're making it really hard. They're making it really hard for me to find it, you all. I want to know exactly when he came. No. They're giving me a hot flash. I want to know when he came. I want to know the exact dates, because I'm pretty sure it lines up with this time frame of the United Nations complete disarmament. Complete disarmament of the whole entire planet. That's what it sounds like. Valiant Thor arrived on Earth. I don't know when he arrived. 19 what? 56, 7? I have no idea, because I can't pull anything up on it. And I don't like this. I really don't like this, because I'm having a really hard time to even get on here and find anything. March of 1957, Harry, thank you. 1957. Let's read it. My friend. All right, thank you. So we can at least probably read this, maybe, if they'll let us. No. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Let's read this. Nope, it's not going to let me. It's not going to let me do it. It's not. I want to show it, and it's not going to let me read it. No. If you had a 3-year mission, it fits the time frame for the complete disarmament of all armies on the earth, because he disappears and he goes back to wherever he came from. Yeah. Goes back to where he came from. Valiant Thor. And I really don't think they want me to even look at this. They don't. You don't. To the men on earth, what did he have to say? What did he have to say? I want to see it. I don't want bad beta. No. I'm really, I am very, I'm kind of frustrated right now because I should be able to pull up at least something on him other than books. I should be able to pull up something other than books. No, this is not right. It isn't. Let me do it. I'll just say I'll go over here on this other one. Who was Valiant Thor? Who was Valiant Thor? Oh, now I got somewhere on a different search. Isn't that nice? Valiant Thor, a UFO, and the Pentagon. All right, let's see. He was a tall, white. He witnessed a UFO. Where did he come from? Look, in 54. They had a meeting in 1954. The High Council. Let's see the High Council. Oh, look at this right here. Valiant Thor is a delegate of the High Council who had a VIP status at the Pentagon from 1957 to 1960 to discuss the concerns of the Cold War leading up to the Cuban Missile Crisis. Well, how interesting. The Stranger at the Pentagon by Frank Stranges. Frank Stranges. So, the Cuban Missile Crisis, because you know what? He spoke about the Cuban Missile Crisis in his speech. JFK did. Specifically talked about Cuba. Imagine that. That's me. In March in Alexandria, a policeman witnessed a UFO landing. He identified himself as Valiant Thor, sent by the High Council, and he's asked to speak with Eisenhower. They took Thor to the Pentagon, the Secretary of Defense, the other joints of task, whatever, United States. His objective was to voice concern of the High Council on the way humanity was evolving, apparent lust for nuclear. See, it adds up. It adds up. His lust for nuclear weaponry. And here we have it over here. What do we got over here? We got this right here. We got this right here. Freedom from war. The disbanding of all national armed forces, prohibition of their reestablishment, the elimination of national arsenals from all armaments, including all weapons of mass destruction, for the means of their delivery other than those required for a United Nations peacekeeping. No, see, this right here is tied to Valiant Thor. It's tied to him. The lust for nuclear weaponry, the Venation. Please, sir, what is your name and where do you come from? I come from the planet that your Bible calls the morning and evening star, Venus. Why? What do you constitute? I don't know. Venation, I live inside Venus. So look at that, you all. He's got his, there he is right there. This is during that time. This is during that time stamp. If he spent 3 years at the Pentagon, and they brought John Fitzgerald Kennedy into the play. They brought him into the play. Let's look at him. JFK, all of a sudden, running for president. Presidential campaign began. Let's see when his campaign began, because he was a young man. The 35th president. We want to see when his campaign began, because I don't really know much about him. I don't, and I'm not going to claim that I am an expert, because I am in no means an expert. This is all new to me. I can't even think straight. I can't. It's just not happening. But I really feel within my being it's tied to an alien. 3 years. 3 years and 19. See, this is the one he went back in 1963, and that they said, nope, that's it. And in November, in that very next month, he was gone. They got rid of him then. Look, it's not the death of the man, it's the life of the organization. It either grow to meet the challenges of age or gone with the wind. Look, were we to let it die, enfeeble its vigor, its cripple its power, we will condemn our future. The problem is not the death of one man. The problem is the life of this organization. Okay, humankind, tragedy, peace, the quest for peace. It's tied to, the reason I say it's tied to UFOs or something, because that's how I started off. Taking pictures of the sky and the ships by the sun. In September of 2018 is when I captured the when the observatory shut down. They shut the one observatory down. I think it was, I forget where it was. New Mexico, I don't know where it was at, but that's how I started off. And I'm pretty sure that all that time of taking pictures of those light ships, it was not in vain whatsoever. There was 2.5 to 3 years of taking pictures of ships in the sky, light ships. And then I don't like politics and I don't like none of this, but this right, the disarmament, it sounds like it came from the valiant Thor. And no, they want the whole entire, it's just like, if you do not, we're going to get you. It's too late. That's this disarmament treaty. I guess they have said, we're going to destroy your earth if you do not do this and live in a peaceful world. That's what I'm thinking. And the valiant Thor, they're trying to say that valiant Thor never existed, but he fits the timeline of JFK is what he fits. The timeline of JFK. There's more to that too. There's all kinds of twists and turns. Twists and turns with this Alexandria. You may say there's no such thing as a high council. I really do believe that there is such thing as a high council. It's lust for nuclear weaponry. Just look. It's lust for nuclear weaponry. And this is really what it is. This is what it's for. This is they gave this. They gave this to the United Nations. It's the program for general and complete disarmament. This is what they gave it. This is what they came up with. It makes perfect sense to me. That's what he wanted. Humanity was evolving. The lust for nuclear weaponry. Well, that's all they want to give. That's all the information they want to give on him. Aliens. But he was a humanoid. With the High Council, there's many different pictures of him. He was a humanoid alien from Venus who lived in an apartment inside the Pentagon. He had a close relationship with President Eisenhower and was passionate about promoting peace, love, and unity to prevent nuclear war. This is what it was. I'm done. I'm done, you all. He's, sit. That's it. Where is Mr. John Fitzgerald Kennedy? That was his speech. Excuse me. So if war comes to this planet and the aliens from above come and we start, it's not going to be a fake alien invasion. It's not. I think there has been a specified time frame. If this truly was the reason that speech was given, and they're calling for complete disarmament, and we ain't done it yet. If there comes alien ships in the sky, it's going to be real. It's not going to be fake. It's not. I don't think that they're going to just give that and then just forget all about it. No, they're still watching. They're still watching. It's like the people in Middle Earth with Admiral Byrd. They didn't like it on the Earth either. If you think of Vril, the coming race, we read the whole entire book on here in a podcast. They didn't like what was happening above the earth because they live under the earth. They didn't like it either. And they could obliterate us. Laura, the project Blue Beam, that's been out there for so long. It truly has. No. They're afraid of somebody. Somebody is afraid of a force greater than them is what I feel. Much, much greater. And there's much more to this than just not upholding the Constitution of the United States. I think he was told he had to do it. He had to do it. He had to do it. That's what I think. Maybe. I'm going to go. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. There is life amongst the stars. Yeah. Yeah. Apple Brooks, thank you. Carol Honey, Al Honey, and thank you all for your comments. I think I literally hope I'm done talking about JFK and I can move on to something different. I hope. But I do feel within my spirit the aliens are involved. Other life forms, how about that, from other places other than here. Gina, they're demons. No, there's something. Are angels demons? No, they're not. They're not from this realm. They're from another realm. So there is life beyond this realm. There are life forms other than human beings. Okay, there are. And you know there are. There's more to this than what meets the eye. Much more. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, you all. Please give this video